Somewhere in the background, you'll be able to see an award that I recently received from YouTube for reaching 100,000 subscribers, otherwise known as the Silver Play Button amongst YouTube creators. Now, I will bring this award over in a moment so you can get a closer look at it. And in this video, I wanted to say a few words about the award and answer the questions that I have received from you over the past week or so. So let's go and get the award. So here it is. Here is the Silver Play Button from YouTube for reaching 100,000 subscribers. I did a Google search. I was curious, what does 100,000 subscribers, what does 100,000 people mean when you want to visualize it? Well, I found out that 100,000 people fit into the Melbourne Cricket Ground in Australia, otherwise known as the MCG. 100,000 people also fit into the Texas Memorial Stadium in the US. I'm obviously not familiar with that because I've never been to Texas, but 100,000 people fit there apparently. And also the Bryant Denny Stadium, which I believe is in Alabama. So if there are any people from the US, you might be able to visualize those stadiums and think of 100,000 people. Wow, that's how many subscribers there are on this channel. So I'm incredibly grateful for the support that every one of you have given me every time you've hit the like button, every time you've hit the subscribe button, every time you've asked me a question in the comments or written a comment about how much you've enjoyed the video. I am so grateful for your support and for your encouragement, because every time you do one of those things, it encourages me further to create more videos and better videos for you in the future. So thank you so much for your support. This award symbolizes the dedication that I've had for this channel, but also your support, your encouragement, and your faith and belief in me as well. So thank you so much. So I'm just going to put this award over to the side here, so I can read the questions, which I have typed up on a piece of paper because I will not remember them. What do you consider influences a good leader? I did come up with 3 qualities that I feel are really, really important for emerging leaders and for people who are already in a leadership position. So the first is curiosity. It is really important to be curious about things, to ask questions when you need to ask questions, to want to learn new information, and to have that eagerness to learn and to grow as well. So curiosity is really important for leaders. The next one is confidence. So you cannot be a leader if you don't have confidence. You need confidence in yourself. You need confidence in your ideas, confidence in your beliefs as well. And you need to be able to communicate that confidence outward to other people too. And the last one is humility, because you're not going to know everything as a leader. And at some stage, there will be something that you don't know. And it's really important that you have the humility to admit that. Next question. What are some ways to demonstrate one's disagreement in meetings with your boss and peers in management teams? So I didn't want to talk too much about how to disagree because I actually have a number of videos already on my channel about disagreeing. There are 3 in particular, and I will link to them below in the description. And I do have another video coming up in a number of weeks, which is also about disagreeing from a slightly different angle that is probably going to be more related to this particular question. But to give you a really brief strategy to use if you want to disagree, it is really important that you listen to the other person's perspective first, understand what they're saying. You need to voice your disagreement assertively and confidently, and then you need to get input from other people, because maybe what you are saying in your disagreement is not right, or maybe there's a different perspective that you need to consider. Next question is, as a new leader, how do I know if I am micromanaging or not, especially if team members are less mature or diligent? The issues I face include people habitually coming to work late, extremely extended lunches without staying late to make up for that, and careless mistakes in work, etc. So micromanaging is a concern for many emerging leaders. There's a bad name that goes along with micromanaging. A lot of people think it's a bad thing. Sometimes it is if you are being too involved in someone's work and they are skilled enough and they have enough competence to do the job on their own. They don't need you around looking over their shoulder all the time. But then other times, if you are working with people who are less experienced, who don't have the skill level or the competence level to do the job well, then you do need to be more involved. And some people might consider this to be micromanaging. Now, the first 2 issues you mentioned in your question, people coming late to work and people having extended lunch breaks, To me, there are more issues of discipline rather than micromanaging. So you need to be assertive with those people. You really need to set good expectations so they know how long their lunch break should be and at what time they should be at work, and then discipline them if necessary. And the other example you shared, which is about people making mistakes in their work, constantly making careless mistakes in their work, this is something where micromanaging could be involved. So to me, if they are making careless mistakes and they keep making the same mistakes over and over again, then clearly they are not qualified enough or they're not competent enough for that particular task. In that case, you will need to be more involved to help guide them and teach them how to do that task properly. This may be considered micromanaging, but in my opinion, this is micromanaging for the better. My question for you is, I have had to change several jobs, somewhat totally unrelated. How should I deal with this in an interview? So explaining the change of job can be difficult, but the most important thing you need to do here is to be honest. If you lie to the interviewer, they're going to find out the truth about how many jobs you have changed or why you decided to change jobs. They're going to find that information out if they call that previous employer up and ask for a recommendation or a reference about you. So do not lie. Tell them the truth as to why you changed jobs. But what I encourage you to do is to not focus on that. Don't spend too much time on that. Try to shift the focus fairly quickly to the future, what you want to learn in this new job, what you didn't have in that previous job, and what you hope to learn in this new job. With that shift of focus, you'll be giving a positive impression to the interviewer, and you will be showing that this change of job that you've experienced in the past, it's not holding you back, and you don't feel that it's going to impact you in this new position if you're successful in getting it. Can you give an example of when you had to adjust your communication style to fit a particular audience? So as a leader, it's really important that you do adjust your communication style for your audience. You need to find a way to communicate with each audience you talk to in a way that resonates with them and in a way that is going to connect with them and get them to do what you want them to do. So in meetings, for example, you might want to use one style with your communication. When you're talking to people one-on-one, you might want to use one style with your communication. And that's exactly the approach that I've taken in my leadership journey as well. So when I conduct workshops, then I would employ one specific style of communication to energize, to get people interested and motivated in what I was teaching and to get them to communicate with one another as well. When I do coaching and I am with people one-on-one in a conversation, the communication style I use is a lot slower. I ask more questions. It's a lot more inquisitive. It's a lot more relaxed, I guess you could say, in a way. And then when I do YouTube videos, not this one, but the regular videos I have on my channel, I use a different style again. It's a lot more fast paced. It's straight to the point because you don't want to spend 20 minutes watching a video teaching you something that you could learn in 5 minutes, right? So it's a different style again that I use. So thank you all again for your amazing support. Thank you for sending in those questions. I hope you liked the answers that I provided for you. When I received this award from YouTube, they included a letter that said, now I am on my way to 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Now, to me, that seems absolutely unbelievable, but so did reaching 100,000 subscribers. So who knows, maybe at some stage, I'll be making a video just like this with a different award, thanking you for the 1 million subscriber mark. But until then, I hope you enjoy my content. Thank you again for your support and your encouragement and your guidance to creating content for this channel. I really appreciate it. And I will see you very soon in another video, a regular video on this channel.